Hi little friends, part 2 is part 1, evil and feet then. Lured Mishtipari and went down in the water of Dighi. Satyr came right in the middle of the pond, where the shadow of the moon was shining and swaying with the waves. And then, holding a bunch of sweet fairy's hair, he dived straight into the underworld. The evil fairy trapped the sweet fairy in a deserted house in Padalpuri and came back to the bank of the moon lake. Even the crow did not know what happened in Sarnesh. Meanwhile, the moon laughed and laughed tiredly and tried to sleep with the sun's claws. Just when everyone was going to ride on the cloud raft, the fairy queen said, "Where is the sweet fairy?" He looked around like that. Happus in the water of Dighi Satar is cut, it's dawn, it's time to go back. Where is the sweet fairy? On the other side of the field is the forest I came to find, no Jyotsna in the middle of the night light, who eats losers. Looking around, the name is in the water of Dighi. Blink on the field, where did you go? There is no sweet fairy anywhere. Meanwhile, the sun is rising. And that should not stay here. The group of fairies went back crying. Just don't cry, mischievous, he is very happy today. Prince Mohan Kumar of Madampur was fond of hunting. After a few days, he went out to the forest with a group. Madampur state is next to the huge forest. The beast is full of beasts. So what happens is that the vegetation is so dense that chasing the prey is very difficult. You have to move forward by cutting the foliage with a thrust of the sword. The prince's great hobby is petting a deer. If you want to keep it, you can no longer shoot arrows, you have to catch deer. Mohan Kumar started cutting leaves in the forest with his team. Dense forest, even in this afternoon, looking at the piece of light through the cover of the trees, it seems that it is evening. After passing through the forest, the prince came to a large field with his entourage. The field is right in the middle of the forest. Can't see from side to side. The prince was surprised to see the field. You have been hunting for so many years, have you never seen this field before? As the prince advanced along the field, his entourage stood in the way. The minister was also in the hunting party. He said, "Prince, we should go back home immediately." "This is surely a magic game," the prince insisted and said, "May she be Maya or whatever. Once I'm here, I won't leave without seeing it." "You don't want to go, stay here. If I do not return, inform the Maharaja." Everyone was waiting for the prince to get a tent at the edge of the forest. And the prince marched across the field. Empty field durbagas are spread like velvet in the whole field. Suddenly the prince's eyes fell on a beautiful heavy deer cub, sitting in the field eating grass and looking at the prince with half eyes. The prince thought, "Let us assume it." As soon as the prince opened the net, the deer ran away. The prince also ran behind. It's like electricity is playing into Pantar's field. That chick is still visible. The prince galloped faster. Daylight is gradually falling. Darkness is slowly coming all around. No! In the dark, the baby deer can no longer be caught. Tired, the prince stopped his horse and dismounted. Darkness. The moon is probably covered in clouds. The chest is bursting with Pani Trinka. Where will you get water in this field?